Welcome back to Poppy's Publishing. I'm the Poppy, showing you how I make my kids' books. Starting with book number 1, Meow Meow and the Lost Doggy. I've taken you through a lot of this process. And as promised, I know you've been dying to hear this one, we get to covers. As you remember, I wasn't sure if I could get my book into the version I really wanted, which was 11 by 8.5. So I had to make an altered version that was 8.5 by 8.5 for Amazon's site. But you know, what's my motto? Find a way. I was not satisfied with the book being that size. I wanted 11 by 8.5. That is what I worked on. That was my vision. Well, the book is there, so how did I get to that? Let me explain. Besides Amazon's KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, there is another site called Ingram Spark. There are other sites, but those are the two big ones if you want to self-publish. And I'm not going to show my cover uploading process for KDP. I only used it once, and I haven't used it since, so we're mainly going to focus on how we get the book into Ingram Spark. So at the time in 2022, Ingram Spark charged you to upload your book, whereas KDP was free all the time. And in Ingram Spark, if you made any revisions after you upload it, they'd charge you again. I think it was $25, but that can add up. But they did offer a special. I just got so lucky. It was a freebie. You can upload for free and have maybe 2 or 3 revisions for free afterwards. Sold. And the best part was they accepted 11 by 8.5 book sizes. Ah, amen. I was in business. And so I converted my book happily into 11 by 8.5 PDF for upload to Ingram Spark. But we're getting into covers now, right? That's what this is about. So you have to make your cover and your book separate files. Yep, front and back covers have to be separate from your book interior. That's just the way it rolls. Same with KDP. And so that's what I had to do. Book covers. Because the PDF upload is fine. Let's get into this. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first thing I did, but we need to go back in time first. We're going to go back in time to see where I got the book cover idea from in the first place. Check it out. So yes, we're back in time to one of my first color drawings of Meow Meow. There was a few earlier sketches, as I've shown you, and this is what I finally landed on. Sort of. If you see Meow Meow, she doesn't have the M. I thought an M would be clever, but it was too much. So I sketched her and did this in color pencils. I'm like, oh, this is cute. I like this. And my niece provided this part up here, as you see. I said, okay, I like this design. So I took a picture of it. See, it's on the computer. And then I decided to try it in Clip Studio Paint when I got my little tablet. And this is what came out. Wow, yeah. I thought it was pretty good at the time, but then, of course, I looked at it and said, well, this will not fly. Ha ha ha. Pun intended. I didn't know the program that well. I was learning it. But as I kept creating the book, this image flashed in my mind, and then I said, let's work with this. This concept would make a good front cover, and as you know, this is what I wound up with. Nice little background in the blue, Meow Meow flying all by herself, her title, and written and illustrated by this guy. And then, of course, I did my back cover. And this actually became
the template for each back cover. Meow Meow up here, a little thing she's surrounded by here to frame in what the book is briefly about, and the animal she's helping out in the book. In this case, it was Buddy, the little doggy. Had little sparkles, and there you have it. But then I wanted to combine them, because I think I knew at this point you had to have them together to create your covers. That's what I learned from KDP. Obviously, I made these covers smaller for the 8.5 by 8.5, so now I wanted them for the 11 by 8.5. And so I went into Clip Studio Paint, created a new file, and made them this. This became the whole file, all things together. Even the spine was its own separate file, but I put it right in there. So here we are at Ingram Spark. And you go to your Tools and Resources User Guide, and then you select Cover Template Generator. And this is how you will get your cover template sent to you. Now, maybe wise to ahead of time, I'm going to show you here. I've already input my ISBN and put in all these parameters, and it's figured out everything I'm needing with the book. Hardback, gloss, 34 page count, and some design and an email address here. So now you've input your email, and then in a few days you will get a downloadable template. It'll look like this. This is actually your ISBN here, and it'll say color case. And so from there you click on that, and I'll just bring it up. You'll get this template. So front and back covers and spine will have to fit in this whole area. Let us zoom in and go over these instructions. Template instructions. Pink safe area. All text, important images, logos, and barcodes should remain inside the pink areas. So when this book is printed, anything you want people to see should remain within this pink area. Blue bleed area. All backgrounds should extend throughout the blue and pink areas. If a white background is desired, create a white box that covers the entire bleed area. So any extra colors that don't matter to you too much should be in this blue area. For whatever reason, I think it's a buffer zone. Maybe it just slightly wraps around the edges of your book, I think. That's what happens. And the white template area. No artwork should extend into the white areas that contain the black trim and fold marks and template info. Please leave all elements outside of the pink and blue areas unaltered. So all of this, leave it alone. Barcode placement. The provided barcode, which is right there, may be moved to any location within the pink area of the back cover. There is that lovely ISBN barcode right there, unique to your book. And I'll show you how it's moved later on. Document size. The overall document size for this template is shown in the lower left corner. The final cover PDF submitted must match the size, and pink and blue boxes must be completely covered when cover is submitted. So these specs they're talking about here are indeed right down here. Document size, 26 inches by 14 inches, or 356 by 660 millimeters. I think I used this to get what I needed. They're here too, which is basically 11 by 8.5, but it's 11 by 8.5 and 11 by 8.5, and you got to combine it with the spine over here. So it's a bigger size, and it shows you your page count, the premium color, the paper type white, and file type PDF. And so with this template, I figured out in Clip Studio Paint how to do what I needed to do to make these images into a single PDF. I used all that math, and I made this all one big file. I'm not 100% sure how I combined them. I don't know if there's a way to combine files in Clip Studio that are Clip Studio files. I may have uploaded the PNG files and then just pasted everything together and exported it this way. This may have come to bite me in the booty later, but as of now, this is what I used, and I downloaded that, and now I will show you how I imported it into Canva. Okay, so at this point, we are now in Canva. Good old Canva to the rescue here again. I figured I might as well use it for my cover template. This is the best way to guarantee that your book should line up to the specs that you need. So I've uploaded the file and I put it in my little spec. I made the specs that I needed for here. If you just need to see it. Create new design. See, I think I did this in Canva with the 660 millimeters, 356 millimeters, and it came out fine. So that's what I used. Obviously, stretch it to its corners so it fills in all the space. This is the smart thing you must do. How are you going to get this ISBN onto your book? I'm going to select the book, and here we are. This is my PDF ping file, PNG file that I want, and I want it to fit in here somehow. It should all line up. But let's try. Let's line it up here. I think I lined it up perfectly last time, but I don't know. It's been a while, folks. This is actually kind of lined up here. I can zoom in a little bit. See, the spine is... It's not too bad. It's lining up okay here where I want it. And the book is inside those pink areas as we want. Looks okay. Let's zoom back out. This blue area needs some extra color. So all I did in this case was duplicate the backgrounds. I think I did the backgrounds without Meow Meow and everything else in there. So I just did the same exact backgrounds, just blank, and exported them as PNG files, and here they are. So what I did with this one is put it over here, and then this one went over here. And you're like, well, Poppy, hey, what's the deal? I can't see Meow Meow. I can see the covers. Funny you should ask. This is what you got to do. So you would go to position here. Position will show you all your layers. If you click there. So here are all your layers, and this is the order they're in. So this is the top and bottom. So we want this one on top so we could see. There we go. And now all this extends. So everything within here is going to be printed. None of this will be on your cover. And I'll show you the cover printed later. I'll hold it up and you'll see what I mean. But you do need this extra buffer zone and all that. But wait a second, Poppy. What about the barcode, the ISBN? As you remember, when I printed the KDP version, the barcode was right here on top of the doggy. Not the way I wanted it. I want the barcode over here. But the barcode isn't there. Where do I get it? Well, funny you should ask. What I'm going to do right now is just make these layers a little completely transparent. So do that. So we're back to our template. There's our barcode. So how do I get this barcode to where I want? Here's what you do. As you select your field here, you get a trash can, so, more dots, trash can, and duplicate. There you go. You have got, make it a little bigger. We've got this once again, but now we are going to edit the image and we are going to crop it. Crop this baby down. But there you go, hit done. And now your ISBN is a free floating thing. Ain't that a beautiful thing? It's its own layer. So let's go back. And now look at this barcode. You can move it anywhere. Just make sure it's in the pink area, which I think is somewhere here. I think this is where I wound up putting it anyway. So there you have it. This is it. And this is the way you have to export it. It seems really silly to export this entire template because all you want is your book. But Ingram Spark is going to need this entire template here. So they know what they're doing. And it's pretty simple. All you have to do is hit share. And then you do your download thing. And you're going to export as a PDF for printing. Now, like I told you about the last one, RGB and CMYK are very weird. And I stuck with RGB. But when I exported it, this is what I got. Why do we have an orange Meow Meow? That is very peculiar. And now at the time, I didn't know how this worked. I never worked digitally before with art. I didn't know about how PNGs and CMYKs and all the RGB stuff work. So I'm assuming maybe it's just going to look like this for now, and because it's on a computer, and then maybe when they print it, it'll be the colors I want. I was so wrong. But either way, I still uploaded this cover to Ingram Spark with the book and ordered a copy to be printed to me. And let me show you what happened.
And so, just like KDP, you can have a proof sent to you in print. Didn't know what I was going to get, but unfortunately, I got that. Meow Meow's orange. And I wasn't too happy about that. Some of the back. Book interior was fine. I don't know why she wound up orange. That's what I was wondering before. I was hoping it wouldn't look this way, but it did. So I tried all the revisions, and I think in the very end, it wouldn't let me upload a new PDF file of the cover. I don't understand what happened that time. And it was either keeping it this way or changing the interior of the book to be orange. Like, well, I want the book to be the normal color that Meow Meow's supposed to be and everything else. So I made the hard decision back then to just keep the cover like this. Maybe make it some artsy thing. But you know, that's not Meow Meow's look. It took me, after I published Meow Meow's second book, to come back to the first book and say, you know, I'm not happy that this is going out into the world when I really want it to look like this. There's Meow Meow in her correct colors, front and back. That's what we're talking about. So I knew what I had to do this time, and I plunked down and paid for the revision, because once it's uploaded and selling, any revisions are not free, for sure. Even if they run a special, if your book is already an established, published title, you gotta pay. And I had to do it because, you know, the purist in me wanted this. So now I can show you the right way to do the covers in Canva, at least from what I've learned as a kid's book illustrator. There may be another method that's way better. If you know it, please let me know. But I found a way, and this is what I came up with.
Hey, we're back in Canva. Now, let us show you the revised cover. Separate files. Even the spine was its own separate file, because actually I should have showed this on the other books, but what happened was with that other template, the spine was not completely on there, it would be bleeding a little bit to the top of the book or the bottom of the book, depending on how you order them. So the title on the side wasn't lined up right. And the only way to achieve it is make it its own separate file, which I did. So you can see here I have 3 separate files. This is my spine, front and back. And there's the backgrounds again. So once again, I lined up everything. I'll do the transparencies, you can see. Go to the next layer, make that transparent. So now you can really see how things lined up. I think what I did was I took the original file that you saw, because I didn't use it, and just used the same exact template and then got rid of everything else and redid this. Still had my barcode floating in space here, which is good. And then you could really see how everything finally lines up the way it should be. So see, there's the pink areas, the safe areas, and that's how the book printed. Just look at that. My name just made it. Even the top of the book just made it. It's just really weird with the background part. I guess that's just the way it is. I don't know how it is for a regular textbook. You know, a regular printed manuscript of a book, because it only has one cover, and the spine could be a lot bigger because those books could be 200 plus pages, whereas mine are only 34, 35 most of the time. But see, everything just made it. So it's okay if these went out into the blue area. That was fine. I wasn't concerned about that. Meow Meow's ear just made it. And there's the ISBN right there. And the spine was its own thing. And this time when it printed, it showed up the way it should. It's right there on the spine, not bleeding over to the top or the bottom. It's right there in the middle. Oh, beautiful. And so having these as their own PNG files, I still exported it as an RGB and came up with this. Nice vibrant colors. The book was finally fixed. So now if you order the book, you are going to get the right cover. That one with the orange is now obsolete. Maybe a collector's item. But now you will have the true vision of the way this should be.
Much better. And that's what I used for book number 2 and book number 3 to make my covers. And you know, speaking of book number 3, it has just dropped this week. Yep. Maybe I'm drawing inspiration from this shirt, because this is the cover. Little variations. Not as much webs on the Meow Meow here. And her belt buckle's a little different, and the background is different color. I had purple here, and I don't want to duplicate it again because I had purple on the second Meow Meow book. See? But yes, I'll show you an image of it. There you go. See? Nice cover with Meow Meow flying, and it's Meow Meow and the Halloween trick. Ready for the Halloween holidays, because the fever pitch is beginning this month. I know the Halloween enthusiasts believe it lasts all year. But really, now this is the time when it starts building. You start seeing merch in the stores. And maybe you'll just see Meow Meow and the Halloween trick in a bookstore. Hey, that would be great. Or you can order it from me. Look at the link down below on my site, Poppy's Publishing, to order your copy. It's available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com. And the shirt, too, if you want to get that, it is available at my shop at Poppy's Printings on Redbubble. Link is also down below. And, of course, I make a little commission when you get this stuff. Thank you for checking it out. So happy to share with you. So that's 3 books. Whew. Ay, Chihuahua. Now, I was going to combine this with me doing the Ingram Spark book uploading process, but let's save that for another one. The cover itself was a lot to cover. Ha ha ha! Pun intended on this video. So that'll be the next one, I promise. But thanks for joining me. I hope I got ya covered here. Brunch. And thanks for watching. Share, like, and subscribe. Hopefully this is giving you some tips that can help you in your book creation process. That's what I'm here for. Okay, this is the Poppy and Meow Meow bidding you a fond adieu. See you real soon.